Today this video is on a different topic that is about physical health. I was doing about the social health and mental health, and this is about the physical health. And very big problem in Sri Lanka. The, that problem is that we have car dominated, motor vehicle dominated transport system. Motor vehicle dominated transport system is going to give rise our nation a very ill nation. They should be very ill nation. So first we have to understand the problem. To understand a problem, we should know reality, what should be the expected levels, what should be the what's the reality, what's the existing, what should be the existing level, what it should be, what it could have been. Then if you can perceive that gap, you are going to know there's a problem. It's very difficult. That we can do it only by awareness programs. Awareness. Our people, they use not to get aware about anything and just stay. That's not good. But the educated people are aware about their environment. What I am going to tell today is why don't you aware about your breathe air? Use what you are breathing. You think you are breathing only oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide? What you are breathing? Through breathing, you are giving to your body some sort of chemicals, oxygen, carbon dioxide. Those are good, okay, no problem. But you are giving some small particles. These particles can go sometimes enter into your brain and cause dementias, Alzheimer's, and sometimes it's at the lung level. You can go into asthma, or you can go into some emphysema, that is obstructive airway disease. People get they get shortness of breath. They cannot do exercise. They cannot walk and something like that. And if it go through the lung and enter into the bloodstream, that blood vessels are going to get rusty. It's like rusting of blood vessels. Internal surface should be very smooth in the blood vessel. But when these particles enter into the bloodstream and blood vessels, that is going to be rusting. It's rusting. It's like, that is what we call in science or medical terminology, atherosclerosis. The reason is that the dust is going to damage the vessel and then is giving something like a wound. That when the wound is healed, it has those scar tissues, fat tissues, everything. That is atherosclerosis, fat and fibers. When that happens, this is not a smooth blood flow. So we are going to get clot formation. Then the clot can go into the clog or stuck in our narrow heart vessels, giving us heart attacks. It can enter into our brain blood vessels, and they stuck there, and we get strokes, what we call paralysis. So in that way, and even when tiny particles, when it is very tiny particles, they enter into blood brain go through the blood-brain barrier. Very difficult to go through blood-brain barrier, but these tiny particles can go. Then nerves get damaged, rusting of nerves, rusted nerves causing Alzheimer-like diseases and certain dementias. And it can enter to placenta, mothers, through the mother to placenta and cause fetal abnormalities. There are a lot. Why we are not going to aware about this? It is estimated that we are in Colombo, at the we breathe, we smoke cigarettes. Like I saw it is about 1.7 cigarettes per day. When we estimate how much we breathe, it's like we smoke about 1.7 cigarettes per day, each 24 hours. That is, if we are breathing 15 micrograms, just above 15 micrograms per 24 hours at that. But how much we breathe? If you go to say a place like in Colombo, Central Environmental Authority at Battaramula, where that Densilko Bagadumouth, how much you are going to breathe? 40. Yesterday, it was on February 18th, it was 40 micrograms per cubic millimeter. That's very high level. You are going to, the WHO recommendation is for 24 hours, it is 15. Now that much. And on average, annual, they are telling about 5 micrograms. About 5 micrograms is going to be health hazardous, what I was describing earlier. So, Pitakotte, Kotte, Pelavatta, Battaramul, where there is a lot of vehicle congestion is there, where a lot of traffic there, they emit mostly these particles, small particles. They are called PM 2.5 particles. That is, if we get our hair, the 130 size of a hair, the diameter of that particle is 130 times, and that's the maximum. But it can go even further low. Those are the ones that enter into blood-brain barrier and cause dementia, and depending on the size. So 2.5 particles can go through the lung and enter into the bloodstream. So how much they cause the damage? And vehicle emission is the one contributing to those things about 60 to 70%. We tell the trees can prevent, we tell how, go to central environment, it's very dark. All trees are there. Trees are there, but they cannot reduce the PM 2.0 particles. We tell so, but it's apparently it can't, because how much we can clear from the trees is several times it is exceeded by the emission from the mainly vehicles, and also we can get it from various other sources also. It can travel long. With the monsoon, the winds from Southeast Asian countries also we get, because India is the most polluted country in our vicinity, our close by areas, and also these Bangladesh and those that area also, they are very much polluted than Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is much better, at least Environment Authority, they have that 40, the others have much more. They reach 120, 200, 300, that much. I don't know how they are living. These countries, other people, We still we don't see but that much of pollution, but we breathe those that much of polluted air. That's from vehicles. Though, so what we are going to do? They are increasing. That the same, I think we have to do the same thing like what we do with the smoking. The earlier cigarette packets has nicer one, and they can advertise the plays, games, crickets, everything. Now they can't. Now they have to advertise cigarette smoke cause cancers, cigarette smoke cause childhood illnesses, children's deaths, heart attacks, gangrene. I will show those things in what is available in Canada. So that's what they have to advertise. I think in the same way, the vehicles should show their vehicle emission level. They pass the emission level, but they have to show what's the emission level. And under that, like the cigarette smoke, cigarette packets, they should have, say, this car emit this air and it is causing cancers. This car emit these particles, it can cause fetal damages. Those who are not born, fetus is still with the mother, they can damage their brain, its nerve system, everything, systems damage, and they can cause heart attacks, strokes, the gangrene of the foots and fingers and like that. It should give that message. Nasal cancers, brain, everything. And asthma, it can cause asthma. It's a permanent lung damages. That type of thing should be displayed is compulsory. Like into the cigarette, there should be act. Pass and say, my vehicle, do this one. Then the drivers and the car, these people feel guilty. That's the way that we can reduce the car dominant culture, vehicle dominant culture. That is what is happening. When we get the America and New Zealand, I have this thing. The pollution level is when in USA it's about 5.8 time of annual pollution level. Some units are there, and the about 5 times less in New Zealand. Netherlands, that is Dutch city. The German also they come in. The German also it's about 1.8 or something. Netherlands much more, much less. I think I can show that picture there, the graph. That is 1.8 in the Germany and the America that much. So they pollute their own air by their activities and their mentalities, their car dominant culture, and they are going to acquire Canada. It has air, good air, unpolluted air, unpolluted water, and Greenland, they don't have those type of air. And if you go to, I just got the February 18th figures for the Vancouver, where as in Sri Lanka it is about 40, Gaul it was 20, Kandy about, it's about 31 something. Kandy was very high, close into 50 also. And Anuradhapura, that's also again 30 something micrograms per cubic millimeter. The Vancouver, 3, 4 micrograms. That is how Canada is. That is how these social democratic countries like Canada, improving their air quality. The government has a responsibility to give us good oxygen, unpolluted air to us to breathe. That's the people-oriented, public-oriented governments is giving to us. That's why Vancouver, even Montreal, Toronto, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, these area people, we breathe good air. We know our government is giving good air. How is that? By rules and regulations and changing the people's attitude. They are with the public. They are with the people. They are not mainly with the car-dominated capitalistic business people. The USA is mainly with corporate America. It's called corporate America. It's mainly the government is they elected by the business people, and business people are the one who fund to the government, the electorate and MPs to deceive common public to get votes. To deceive common public to get votes, that the deception propaganda is run by these business people, oil people, oil refineries people, and those are the people pollute the air, and they are the one who get the people to get vote for them. So then once they elected, they are going to give 5 times more air to their people's breathe than the German. Because German is a country, the German is a one typical country, that the other Scandinavian countries, those are also giving very good air for them to breathe. And the way is, why in Sri Lanka? Sri Lankan politicians believe on deception, like USA. They believe on deceiving the people. They think, okay, we can be who what they know about PM 2.5, let them breathe 40 or 100 or whatever. When the WHO's recommendation is 5, the 24 hours recommendation is 15. Let them breathe anything. They don't know anything about them. What we want is their vote only. But the government has a responsibility for the people to give them good air to breathe. That responsibility is not there because people don't know what they are breathing. That's what I am going to tell you. They don't know what they are breathing. The most responsible people in the environmental authority, those officers are there, although the minister is there, and these field officers are there, they also come and go to the office and they breathe 40 micrograms per cubic millimeters air at their office. They get the result of what they are not doing for the public, what they are not advising for the government, what they are not just get the salary and stay. They are not doing effective programs to the public. They are not doing. I am doing something like this. How many things that they have done to you? You have to think. You are breathing these dangerous airs. From where they are coming? Coming from the engines, coming from the fast moving engine that produce small particles from lead, zinc, all those things. And when they brake, that the brake has those small particles, iron, copper, zinc, cadmium, barium, all those things are there. So they all break and they emit all those things. And even the tire is also going to give carbons. The zinc also, when they enter into the air and we breathe them. They are the one damage our hearts, damage our lungs, damage our brains, the mother's blood, then they enter the fetus. So what we can think is, if we can at least get the average universal maximum of PM 2.5 particle to 35 at least, not the WHO recommendation 15, 5, not like that. At least 35, the premature deaths in this world can reduce millions in each year. That's the very rough estimate. So that's what I wanted to tell. The problem is very high. Problem is caused by cars, just like cigarettes, smoking. Each and every car should have a compulsory sticker for the awareness. This car emit these things and they cause heart attacks to you, strokes to you. The child not born is getting into trouble. You can go into dementias, Alzheimer's, and lung conditions. Your child can get asthma. The elderly people can go into lung damages and they go into that what we call in medicine chronic obstructive airway disease, like that's emphysema, chronic bronchitis, bronchiectasis, like that diseases are there. Those are due to these particles. And cancers, I can't tell the cancers. Cancers are there because the emission of the 2.5, one is the benzenes. Benzenes can cause cancers. Lung cancers, bladder cancers are there. Some skin cancers also. So they can cause by those benzenes. So I told about the gravity of the problem. So think about what you breathe. When I saw on the 18th February, it's advising people not to go around the Bogambara Lake because that area in the heavy traffic hours exceed very poor air quality. Very poor air quality. Don't walk even. You cannot walk. If you run or you bicycle, much more of oxygen you are taking, much more of polluted air you are taking. So not to do that, not to take that. So you cannot go to Kandy, this 2-3 Lake Palace. You cannot go around Bogambara Lake. Then what you are going to enjoy in Kandy? What you are going to enjoy? So what is this? I think best thing is awareness. Awareness is not like this. Have a sticker, compulsory sticker. This car emit these things and it can cause this thing. Like cancer, like the cigarette. I will show them in this thing as a pictures. Thank you very much for watching this. I will give some more this type of problems and reality, about the reality in the next video. The reality in the world. I just touched the reality about the Vancouver, German and Netherlands. I will give some more details about the reality. Thank you very much for watching.